She didn't know the man she loved would be the reason she never came home. This is a true crime love story about trust, control, and a life that ended too soon. The girl who believed in forever. Emily Carter was the kind of girl people trusted without question. At 17, she carried herself with a quiet maturity that made adults speak to her as if she were older, while teenagers admired her calm strength. She lived in a small town in Ohio where everyone knew everyone, where doors were left unlocked, and where people believed that bad things only happened somewhere else. Emily believed in love the way people believe in religion, not loudly, not obsessively, but deeply and without doubt. She believed that one day, someone would choose her and never leave. Her home was warm but fragile. Her mother worked double shifts as a nurse, exhausted but loving. Her father had left when Emily was 10, not violently, not dramatically, just one morning gone, leaving behind silence and unanswered questions. That absence shaped Emily more than she realized. She learned early how to. She believed love meant enduring. When she met Daniel Brooks at 19, she thought the universe was finally correcting itself. Daniel was older, 26, charming in a quiet, controlled way. He didn't speak too much, but when he did, people listened. He worked security at a nearby warehouse, had strong hands, a steady gaze, and a smile that made Emily feel seen in a way she never had before. He told her she was different, not like other girls, that she made him feel calm. For someone who grew up feeling invisible, those words were intoxicating. Their love story moved fast. Too fast. But Emily didn't question it. She felt chosen. Within 6 months, Daniel asked her to move in with him. He said it would save money. He said he hated sleeping alone. He said love wasn't meant to wait. Emily packed her things with shaking hand. She didn't see the warning signs yet. She didn't hear the quiet voice inside her head telling her to slow down. Because when you've waited your whole life to be loved, you don't ask many questions when it finally arrives. Love that turns into control. At first, living together felt like a dream. Daniel cooked dinner. He kissed her forehead before work. He called her, baby, in a voice so soft it felt like safety. Emily told her friends she had never been happier, and she meant it. But happiness can be a fragile thing when it's built on someone else's approval. Slowly, Daniel began changing the rules. He didn't like Emily wearing certain clothes. He said other men looked at her, and it made him uncomfortable. He didn't want her staying out late with friends. He said the world was dangerous. He started checking her phone, not aggressively, just casually, like it was no big deal. He framed his jealousy as love, his control as concern. Emily adjusted. She always did. When she cried, Daniel apologized. When he yelled, he blamed stress. When he punched a hole in the wall for the first time, he swore it would never happen again. And Emily believed him because she wanted to. Because leaving felt harder than staying. Because she still believed love could fix things. By the time Emily turned 21, she was isolated. Her friends stopped calling because she always canceled. Her mother sensed something was wrong but didn't know how to say it. Daniel made sure Emily felt guilty whenever she tried to reconnect with anyone outside their world. "You're all I have," he told her. Emily didn't realize how dangerous those words were. The first time Daniel hit her, it didn't feel real. It was fast, sharp, followed immediately by tears and apologies. He held her as she shook, telling her he hated himself, that he was broken, that she was the only good thing in his life. Emily stayed. She stayed through bruises hidden under long sleeves. She stayed through nights of silence and mornings of guilt. She stayed because she thought love meant sacrifice. She stayed because she was afraid to start over. She stayed because she didn't know how to leave someone who said they would die without her. And Daniel knew that. The night everything changed. The night Emily disappeared, the town was quiet. It was a Thursday. Nothing unusual. Daniel told police they had argued earlier but that Emily left to cool off. He said she needed space. He said couples fight. He said he was worried but didn't want to overreact. But Emily never came home. Her phone was found 2 days later in a trash bin behind a gas station, cracked but still on. Her purse was missing. Her bank account untouched. Her social media silent. For someone who never went anywhere without telling someone, it was terrifying. Emily's mother reported her missing within hours. Daniel waited 3 days. Police questioned him repeatedly. He cried. He cooperated. He told the same story every time. There were no witnesses. No signs of forced entry. No body. For weeks, search parties combed nearby woods, rivers, abandoned buildings. Volunteers held candles. Flyers covered every streetlight. Emily's face stared out from grocery store windows, gas pumps, bulletin boards. Her smile haunted the town. Daniel attended every vigil. He hugged Emily's mother. He told reporters he loved her. He said he would never stop looking. But behind closed doors, investigators noticed cracks. His timeline shifted. His phone records didn't match his statements. Neighbors reported hearing screaming the night Emily vanished. Still, without physical evidence, the case stalled. Months passed. Then a year. Emily became another cold case. But cold cases don't mean forgotten. And love, when twisted, leaves scars that eventually surface. The truth buried in silence. 3 years later, a construction crew working near an abandoned farmhouse 30 miles outside town uncovered something that made them stop cold. Human remains. Female. Young. Dental records confirmed what Emily's mother had feared but somehow hoped would never be true. Emily Carter was dead. The autopsy revealed blunt force trauma. The cause of death was homicide. Her bones told a story her voice never got to finish. The location wasn't random. It was tied to Daniel. His grandfather had once owned the land. Police arrested him within 48 hours. During interrogation, Daniel finally broke. Not with screaming or anger, but with exhaustion. He admitted they had fought. He admitted he lost control. He admitted he never meant to kill her. He said he loved her. The words echoed hollowly in the room. At trial, prosecutors painted a picture of love turned lethal, of control masked as devotion, of a young woman who believed too deeply and paid the ultimate price. Defense attorneys argued passion, stress, mental instability. But the jury saw through it. Daniel Brooks was convicted of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 40 years. Emily was 21 when she died. The aftermath of love and loss. The town never fully recovered. Emily's mother sold the house. Her friends carried guilt they couldn't shake. People whispered about the signs they missed, the moments they should have spoken up. Emily's story spread beyond state lines. Documentaries, podcasts, articles, each one retold her life as a cautionary tale. But Emily was more than a headline. She loved sunflowers. She wanted to become a teacher. She laughed too loudly at bad jokes. She believed people could change. At her memorial, her mother said something that stayed with everyone who heard it. Love should never make you afraid. Teenagers listened. Adults cried. Survivors recognized themselves in Emily's silence. And somewhere in prison, Daniel wrote letters no one answered. A message left behind. Emily didn't get to tell her story, but it still speaks. It speaks to teenagers experiencing their first intense love. It speaks to adults who stayed too long. It speaks to anyone who confused control with care. True crime isn't just about death, it's about the lives that existed before it. The laughter before the fear. The love before the violence. The moments where one choice could have changed everything. Emily believed in forever. Forever should never cost your life. The letter that was never read. 5 years after Emily Carter was laid to rest, a letter arrived at the police station addressed to her mother. The envelope was thin, the handwriting careful, almost apologetic. It came from the state prison. Daniel Brooks. The letter was never opened by Emily's mother. She handed it directly to the detective who had worked the case from the beginning and told him one simple sentence: "I've already heard enough lies for one lifetime." The envelope was logged as evidence, sealed, and placed in storage, where it remains untouched to this day. Whatever words Daniel had written, apologies, justifications, confessions, would never reach the woman whose world he destroyed. But inside prison walls, Daniel told other inmates pieces of the story. He said Emily still visited him in dreams. He said he woke up hearing her voice. He said he would give anything to go back to that night. Psychologists called it guilt. Survivors of abuse called it manipulation, even after the damage was done. Outside, Emily's story continued to save lives. A high school counselor began using her case during awareness seminars. A young woman left an abusive relationship after watching a documentary about Emily. A mother recognized the warning signs in her daughter's boyfriend and intervened early. Emily never got to grow older, but her voice echoed through strangers who chose themselves over silence. On the anniversary of Emily's disappearance, her mother started a tradition. She wrote letters, not to Daniel, not to the courts, but to young women she would never meet. Letters about boundaries, about listening to fear, about love that should feel safe, not heavy. Each year, she burned the letters in her backyard, watching the smoke rise like a prayer finally released. Emily's name is no longer just attached to tragedy. It's attached to truth. And though her story began with love, it now ends with a warning the world can't afford to ignore. If love asks you to disappear, walk away. The silence that speaks louder. Years passed, but Emily Carter's name never truly faded. In true crime forums, in comment sections, and in whispered conversations between mothers and daughters, her story resurfaced again and again. People argued about what she should have done, what signs were missed, and how love could become so dangerous without anyone stopping it sooner. But beneath all those discussions was one undeniable truth: Emily's silence spoke louder than any words she never got to say. Outside those walls, life continued, but differently. Emily's case became a lesson taught in classrooms, shared in awareness campaigns, and referenced in conversations about emotional abuse. Her name became a reminder that violence doesn't always begin with bruises. Sometimes it begins with control disguised as care, with jealousy framed as protection, and with love that slowly erases who you are. People often say true crime stories are about monsters. But Emily's story reminds us that monsters don't always look terrifying at first. Sometimes they look like love. Sometimes they sound like promises. And sometimes, they sit beside you and tell you they can't live without you. Emily Carter did not choose how her story ended. But the world her story is told, her silence will continue to warn others. That real love never cages, never controls, and never demands your life as proof. If this story meant something to you, please share it. Someone out there may need to hear it.